Right, ladies and gentlemen, today you join me on board this 2016 Silent 64 built by Silent Yachts. Now, I've spent the last 3 or 4 days on board with my dad, my stepmom Becky, my wife Jiv, and Captain Mike, using the boat, living on the boat, testing the boat, and cruising with the boat here around the Balearics. Now, currently I am on the flybridge, and you may see directly behind me you have solar panels. You won't see, but above me on this sun top are some additional solar panels. And not only that, also in front of me are even more solar panels. Now, combined, these solar panels generate 13 kilowatts peak. And this boat is propelled not by diesel engines, not by petrol engines, by 2 electric motors, which are 20 kilowatts each. But before we get into that, I want to tell you a bit about this design with the solar rooftop here. As you can see, the solar roof is retractable. The reason they do that is if we leave it open like it is now, and let's say we have the sun, at the moment it's like pretty much above us, but let's say, for example, it's behind us, okay? The roof will create a shadow on board these other solar panels, which reduces the energy generation of the panels themselves. The other reason this is retractable is also to reduce the drag of the boat. So it keeps it nice, low profile, slipstream through the water, also lowering the center of gravity. And we all know the lower the center of gravity, the more stable any vessel is. So it is a very unique yacht. We all know moving forward, well, especially at the moment, diesel prices are through the roof. So spending the last 3-4 days on this boat, I have to admit, I had no experience with catamarans. The whole idea of boating, yachting in general, the last 3 or 4 days for me has completely changed. So a lot of people want to get on the boat, they want to go to their destination as quickly as possible, drop the anchor, go for a swim, maybe go to a beach restaurant, get back on board, head back to port, day finished. The way this yacht is used is very different. This yacht, this exact yacht, has crossed the Atlantic. Crossed the Atlantic in 2018 from Cape Verde all the way to Barbados. Yes, not only did they use solar power, they did also use fuel, diesel fuel. There is a generator on board. We'll get to that later. I'll talk about the consumption a bit later. But when I tell you the amount of fuel they use, considering the mileage they covered, you're going to be surprised. Let's go take a look at the generator. So obviously, this being a catamaran, dual hulls. I'm on the port side hull at the moment, on the stern of the hull. You see directly behind me, we have a generator cover here. This is a generator box. So inside here is a diesel motor. This produces 18 kilowatts. So the size of the fuel tank on board this boat is actually 1,200 liters. And Mike, the captain on board, he's been with Silent Yachts since 2016. He said to me, for the crossing over the pond, i.e. the Atlantic, they put 2 additional fuel bladders on the sun deck. And they consumed a total of roughly 1,400 liters of diesel for the entire Atlantic crossing, which is almost nothing in comparison to a similar size, in comparison to the same size diesel catamaran. The rest of it was propelled by the energy produced by those solar panels, okay? Also in here, okay, got the diesel generator, we've got the water heater. Not only the water boiler here, each cabin, interestingly, what they worked out is this water heater used to continuously pump hot water around the boat. And the company realized it was consuming too much energy in order just to have the hot water circulation. So what they've done in each cabin, each ensuite, so 3 cabins, they've installed hot water boilers in each cabin, and they worked out it actually consumes less energy than having a bigger single hot water boiler. The AC unit, Blue Cool V50, very eco-friendly, very high performance, low energy consumption. Then we have the water circulation pumps as well in here, and that's the port side aft hull on board this Silent 64. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to head to the starboard side master cabin. I'm going to show you the propulsion system, the electric motors. Let's go and take a look. Right, so we made our way into the master cabin on the starboard side hull here, and under this floorboard we have the electric motors, right? So as I mentioned earlier, the electric motors produce 20 kilowatts each. So obviously you've got starboard side electric motor, port side electric motor, and it also has its own cooling system, okay? So the way the cooling system works is the boat has a seawater pump which sucks up seawater through the seacock, goes into a heat exchanger, and in that heat exchanger you have the seawater and you have the coolant pipes, right? These coolant pipes go into the electric motors to keep the electric motors cool. And as you can see, it has the structural fittings there and the dampers for the motors. And behind the motors, you have the shaft, okay? And the shaft goes through the hull into the sea, which then connected to I believe a P bracket, and then to the propeller. And obviously we have the same on the starboard side. Underneath the bench seat here, we have the engine controller, and there we have it, which interestingly, so these controllers, you have the slave and the master, obviously, because it's dual motors put together. And you have the cooling system here, which calls the calls the controllers here as well. The boat is fitted with 16 200 amp hour batteries on each side. So total of 32 batteries, 200 amp hours each. Now, interestingly, the solar panels come with a 25-year warranty. The batteries come with an 8-year warranty, and these motors come with a lifetime warranty. Imagine getting a lifetime warranty on a diesel engine or a petrol engine. It just won't happen, right? Right, so on catamarans, the hulls are each fitted with bow thruster. Now on this particular model, each bow thruster has a power of 10 kilowatts. And the tunnel diameter is roughly 30 centimeters. And so plenty, enough power if you're coming alongside the dock, a bit of a breeze, plenty of power. And as I mentioned earlier, each cabin is fitted with its own hot water boiler, okay? As I mentioned, what it does, it serves the purpose that you're not continuously running the hot water circulation pump. Now, it has the exact same side on the port side hull as well, with the bow thruster. And I mentioned earlier with the main motor, the 20 kilowatt motor, also exactly the same on the port side. Right, so this Silent 64 has an average cruising speed of around 5 knots. And if you're wondering what the maintenance are on these electric motors, I was speaking to Captain Mike earlier. He said the only thing you really need to do is every 50,000 hours change the shaft bearings through the bulkhead. That is it. The motors don't need any additional servicing. As mentioned earlier, they come with a lifetime warranty. Onboard consumption. So we worked out we're using on average 3 kilowatts every hour. So bear in mind that includes the fridge, the freezer, the ice maker, the washing machine, the dishwasher, we have the air conditioning, the water heaters, the water maker, oven, stove, we got the coffee machines, we got the televisions, we got the toaster. Captain Mike has been baking his own bread on board. So about 3 kilowatts an hour, okay? As I mentioned earlier, with the solar, at peak performance, it's generating 13 kilowatts an hour. But gotta bear in mind that's peak performance. In reality, you probably divide that by 0.6 when the sun's up at midday. So you're still generating more power than you would be consuming during the day, And pretty much if you set at anchor with the solar panels, you can easily run the boats and happily set anchor for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. Now, I know a lot of you are going to ask, so what is the generator consuming? So the generator is an 18 kilowatt generator. At max performance, we're consuming roughly 5 liters per hour. We worked out if you're cruising at 5 knots, you need to run it around 6 hours a day, the diesel generators. You're using about 30 liters a day whilst riding the boat at 5 knots and using all the house loads. The water capacity on board the Silent 64 is about 1,650 liters. There is a water maker on board. Basically, if you don't know what a water maker is, through reverse osmosis, turns this beautiful seawater you see here, this lovely Mediterranean seawater, into fresh water. They've had a new one just installed which produces 150 liters every hour. So you make more than enough water for all the people on board. And when you tail up in port or alongside, you can obviously fill up the fresh water tank with the hose provided on shore. When you connect it, it goes to the water filtration system into the fresh water tank. Right, this particular model is fitted with a Raymarine GPS plotter, as you can see. Got the Raymarine radar, Raymarine autopilot. Up here on the pillar, we got the Raymarine VHF radio. And above on the radar arch, we also have the Raymarine FLIR camera. Now this, interestingly, is actually a repeater screen. The main screen is here and it's all touch screen, so you can zoom in. As you look up, you can see whatever the actions I'm taking is repeated there on the screen. We've got, as I mentioned earlier, the dual bow thrusters. They're 10 kilowatts each. These are the throttles for the two 20 kilowatt electric motors. And these will be the two control panels which monitor the RPM, the temperature of the two electric motors. And Captain Mike just turned those on for us. So you can see here all the information. You've got the hours, you've got the motor kilowatts, you've got the temperatures, and you've got the voltage of the batteries. Moving forwards in this locker here, nicely tucked away, we have the Lumar anchor windlass, single anchor windlass. You do have a backup anchor chain there just in case. And all the chain locker goes into there. Now, each Silent yachts, obviously with catamarans, you have to, when you drop the anchor, as you can see, here, we connect a line on each keel, and then the pressure goes off the anchor windlass there. As we come into the boat, on the starboard side hull, we come down the stairs here into the master cabin, which, as you can see, is huge. So we'll make our way forward. Huge shower. I mean, you couldn't ask for a bigger shower. We got the big skylight there. Not lots of natural light coming in. Don't worry, it is tinted. So we up top, I have looked, so you can't see down. Dressing area, your wash basin, mirror for all your toiletries. All this is storage. Not only that, we also have the walk-in wardrobe. I'll do a Nick from Alcoholic here. Walk-in wardrobe on a 64-foot boat. Remember that. Now, interestingly, this master cabin comes with a double bed and a single here as well. So a bit of a, you know, not your typical layout, something a little bit different, but you know, you can see for a cat, it's a pretty beamy cabin. Little seating area here, and you have your TV as well. But you get pretty much here the entire hull of the vessel. And then further forward, there's storage space from the deck going down into a hatch. And as we come out on the main deck aft, we have Dad and Becky stressing out quite a lot. The interesting thing about being on the catamaran, what I've noticed, is the sheer size and the volume and how beamy it is. I mean, you forget it's a 64-foot yacht. You get so much more volume, so much more seating areas. And on some boats similar sizes, if you've got, say, 8 people on board, it does start to feel a little bit cramped. The other thing that's quite interesting that Dad and Becky were mentioning is how everything is pretty much here, apart from the cabins, on one level. So you have your outdoor living area. As you come inside, on the same level, you've got like an indoor, outdoor type of galley. You've got this salon. Underneath where Mike is sitting here, you've got the TV that just pops up, so you can be here if it's raining outside, chilling in the salon, watching the television. And continue going forward, you have more additional seating areas, and if you prefer, you can chill out here, sunbathe, plenty of space. And obviously above we have the fly bridge out there. The walkways, the companionways, look how wide. I mean, it's wider than we had on a 37 meter. Interestingly, this one I thought was a bit of an odd area, but being on board for the last 3 or 4 days, Jim, my wife, has used this a lot to chill, read her book. Becky's been using it a lot as well to read her Kindle. And it's a nice area to get away if you're not feeling so social and I read a book in peace. And it has the same on the other side as well, on the port side. So if you're cruising, you can choose to be on the sunny side or on the shaded side. So you can see this side, for example, is shaded. You can chill here and read your book in peace. Right, so we make our way into the port side aft cabin. So straight away we come through the door. We've got the bathroom here. So obviously toilets, hanging space, your wash basin and shower. And we continue going aft. We've got a nice big double bed here. And what I love about this is the double bed faces the window. And to be honest with you, spending the last 4 nights or so on board, you'll see now the forward cabin where my wife and I have been staying. I've been looking out that window every single morning when I wake up, just watching the flow of the water. It is glorious. Again, guys, look at the amount of storage cupboards and space there are on this boat. Okay, here, nice chill out area. So you can sit here, put your feet up and enjoy that view of Mallorca out the window. Oh, I have a little snooze here actually. Oh yeah. So absolutely glorious. More storage space under the beds, and alongside here plenty of storage space, shoe storage, sports gear, and then you've got some more, see here, some more additional storage there. Storage. We love storage. Plenty and plenty of storage. And this is, as I mentioned, the port side aft cabin. This boat can comfortably sleep 6 guests, really. Again, in the master cabin, you could technically sleep 3. So if you have a young child and mum and dad, you have 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's make our way now into the port side forward cabin where we've been staying. Right, as we come out the aft cabin that goes along, we go into the port side forward cabin, and this is where we have been staying. And as you can see, I'm gonna give you a perspective here. So this is my side of the bed. I've been sleeping here, so you can imagine waking up in the morning. I'm sure you can't see pretty too bright, but look at the view there out of the window. You stay out there for hours and hours and hours. I have to say, in all honesty, sleeping on this bed has been some of the best night sleeps I've ever had. We've not been in port once, we've been at anchor the whole time, which in my opinion is the best way to enjoy a boat. I mean, going to bed at anchor, waking up at anchor, there's no better feeling. You wake up normally early in the morning. In general, in the summer here in the Med, it's flat calm, and you wake up, you have your coffee, you go for a swim. You haven't got neighbours press against you or noise or traffic. It's just calm and peaceful and very, very relaxing. In fact, I'm falling asleep just lying here talking to you guys. I'll show you the rest. So as you can see, again, we're living in here, so it's nice to see that it's not all done up. You can see how we use the space. And what I actually really like, I've not seen it on the boat this size before, is this is a laundry bin. So all our laundry goes in there. It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. I use it all the time. Ow, that's my finger. And also I've got all my charging stuff there for all the camera stuff and gimbals. Anyway, going forward into the shower, the bathroom, look at the sheer size of this shower. It is massive. I mean, it is so much space in here. God, you could play a game of football in it, no problem. Nice shower, again, windows looking out, lots of natural light, toilet, your wash basin, lots of hanging space, some storage space, and there's more additional storage space here, cupboards, TVs, plenty of lights, nice wide bed, very comfortable indeed. I come up the stairs, again, main salon, Helm. Here you got the controls of the power, the consumption, and the energy generation as well. Oven, microwave. How many watts, sorry, is this? 900 watts. 900 watts, fully functional galley. What I like about this is you've got plenty of sockets. The thing with a lot of galleys is they don't have enough power sockets. Induction hob, dishwasher, again, plenty of storage space. Got a toaster, we got Mike's famous bread maker, the all-important coffee machine, and your sink. And when you're doing the washing up and drying up, just look at that view outside. Big American style fridge freezer slash ice maker, so plenty of fresh stores on board. And underneath the floor panel here, you've got the dried stores for, you know, say your dry foods, your drinks, those sort of things. Right, so what is my conclusion of this yacht? Okay, it's not for people that want to get somewhere quick. It's not a fast power yacht. It is, I would say, this is the crossover between, you know, a sailor and a powerboater, in the sense that you get the silence and the speed of a sailing yacht, but you get the practicality and luxury of a motor yacht. It really has changed my perspective of motor yachting, this boat, because originally, you know, you want to get everywhere at 12 knots, especially on the big tri-deck boats. Unlike the Mangustas, they're getting everywhere like 25, 30 knots, everybody's in a rush. I think the world's changing. The rate at which the fuel price is going up, we all know the consumption of those big boats, the fuel consumption is just gone, it's just madness. And interestingly, being on the Cat with zero experience has really opened my eyes personally. My family and I have really enjoyed it. It's been a great experience. It's been really interesting, understanding a lot about how solar energy works. Having Mike on board has been fantastic. You know, he's very knowledgeable. He's got an engineering background. He is a captain. He's been with Silent Yachts for years and years and years. So overall opinion about it, we've loved it. We've really enjoyed it. There is certainly a market for it. I wouldn't say it's for everybody. It is certainly for me, for my wife. My parents said they love it as well. And there we have it, guys. This has been the Silent 64. Now, obviously, since 2016, when this boat was launched, you know, technology has advanced. Solar technology has advanced, battery technology has advanced. And since the launch, Silent Yachts have brought out, you know, a number of new models available. This yacht is available for sale. The current asking price at the time of filming this is 1.95 million euros. It is available for charter as well in Mallorca. If you're interested to learn more about this yacht, you can contact us directly, info@mortlock-yachts.com. I'll put a link also in the description to the website, so do get in touch with us if you're interested to learn more about Silent Yachts. It's been an experience, it's been really good fun. Very thankful to Silent Yachts for having us on board to experience this boat, to test it. It's been a long time coming. If you're just watching this video for the first time, be sure to watch the other videos where we're showcasing what it's like to live on board this particular yacht, because we have been on board for the last, you know, 3, 4, 5 days. And so that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you join me next time. See you and ciao.